Hey guys, Monk52 here of course, and today we're discussing the hood. So, first module, aiming systems, recommended, 100%. You definitely want that extra 7% dispersion. The main battery is very well worth it. You could run main battery, but realistically you really want to run that dispersion. Propulsion is really handy, I would say more so the steering, because the hood already turns quite well. Propulsion really quite important. Now obviously we have target acquisition, because it's target acquisition, you know, you just got to do it anyway. In terms of commander build, Azure Lane Hood is the recommended choice here, with Flammable Cannoneer for the extra range dispersion, crisscross so you don't run drill bits because you don't want the speed decrease, Rowan Glory, her special skill, which gives her additional speed for battleships and damage control. Speed is really useful for the hood, you're always moving the boat. Master Mechanic for the extra heals, then fight fire because we don't have Wilter build. Important inspiration, Jujard helps you deal with other battleships, and Cunningham for the additional accuracy. And accuracy can be quite trolly. If you don't have Azure Nelson, this was what I would run with Cunningham, pretty much. Instead of Nikolai von Essen, you could run additional speed commander, maybe the French guy that Duprat, if you believe you call him. I think I skimmed past him here. Otto was also another solid choice because you do use AP quite a bit, and it's definitely very helpful. You could run also Mental Shear for a reduced fire chance as well. There's tons of options there, but if you don't have Hood, I'd strongly recommend this loadout. In terms of armor, tier 6 battleship, really bad bow and stern. You can get overmatched by 15-inch guns, you can overmatch yourself. Citadel is gigantic, as you can see. It is waterline, but it is gigantic nonetheless. Very easy to depth strike a hood if you give broadside to you. What's really good about the hood though, if you take off that, take off the speed protection, there we go, yeah, is take off the bow as well, is the armor on the belt. The belt armor is really good. So this is just the belt armor. You can see that, it's pretty darn tough armor. If you angle that armor, if you're kiting away and angling, you'll have a really good result. As you can see, like that armor is really tough, and you bounce quite a lot of AP. If you keep it like that sort of angle, you can bounce. It's very good at kiting, the hood. And this is exactly what you want to do in this boat. It's really good at that sort of technique. Take a look at Citadel as well. That's effectively your armor in the hood, because the green stuff is overmatchable by pretty much every battleship at tier 6. The only thing it's not, only thing it can't overmatch it is the Leon. You're particularly strong again when you're fighting tier 5 because of the overmatch mechanic as well. So bear in mind you do have 381mm guns, but you have the British short fuse AP. So that means you will pen more, you will not get as many citadels on by the battleships. Your penetration is actually really bad against other heavily armored targets. You want to be shooting at those cruisers or very soft spots in enemy armor. That's why I'm running Jujard, because when you're having to fight other battleships, it's kind of upsetting the results. So you definitely want to run the penetration. The Jujard is almost a requirement for the hood. So yeah, without much further ado, we'll head right into a match. So yeah, here we go, into the match here. Bear in mind, I will have to be part of the audio here. The guy in the Dunkirk does talk a little bit. His phone goes off, stuff like that. I had to end up meeting. I thought he might be useful to talk to. You never know, but just did not really work really well. So the hood, as I said, it's a kiting battleship. You really want to kite as much as possible in it. You want to show that angled armor belt is all times, and with Azure Lane Hood you've also got master mechanics, so you're actually relatively pretty good at lasting out. Fire doesn't really bother you that much because you're a British battleship and you have very good heals. These 15-inch guns, when they hit, do cause some severe damage to cruisers. You do have that short fuse EP, so you're very incredibly unlikely to overpen. You still do, and for me, I find this boat more annoying than anything else. I can't really carry games in this boat. I can get really good games, don't get me wrong, but I just can't really carry. We see King George here, 25mm bow. 25mm bow. So we're going to aim right for his nose and try and get some juicy penetrations. If we had a bigger caliber gun maybe, or a better pen, maybe those would be in citadels, but 11k is perfectly fine for me. You've got a choice to shoot a Nagato or London. Probably could shoot the Nagato, because it's a Nagato. It's such a bad boat right now with the current, everything how it is and how it's been nerfed badly. I'm not going to discuss that too much, we'll leave it for now. We're going to shoot the London though, because we're the hood. We really should focus on the cruisers. And I think we missed completely. Oh no, we hit him once for a regular pen and we overpen the London, which really isn't showing off too much of the hood's skills in terms of cruiser killers. I feel this thing's been overhyped for a lot of players. People who want the hood and don't have the hood, they think it's a very strong ship, and it's not bad, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but people think it just deletes cruisers, and it's actually rarer than people think. It doesn't delete cruisers as comfortably as I'd like to hope it does. Plus the accuracy leaves a lot to be desired. It could be my aiming there, but I just think this boat is incredibly trolly for a British battleship. Usually British battleships are very accurate, but this thing can be quite trolly. I think it's got a relatively alright reload though, so it's not too much of a bother, but at this range you're really struggling. I would like to get closer, but as you can see there is gigantic torpedoes in the way. I'm actually going to eat this torpedo, aren't I? Yes I am. That's called a plunker 101. We do have though that skill that does help reduce the torpedo damage in general, so that must have been a Shiretsu torp, because 13,000 with the reduction is pretty darn high still. So we're going to put up some shots at West Virginia here. A bit of a mess playing that torpedo. I probably should just sped up, but I didn't know how far the range. They were really long range torps. Running into a colleague of ours because yes, I need to keep my angle regardless of what he's doing. So yeah, West Virginia is 25 nose and stern, and in terms of fighting a hood, not very well armoured, so we're going to get some pens, but again, accuracy is a little bit trolly with my build. I don't know, it could be my build, but you kind of need that Jujard, so you can really only have one accuracy inspiration. So that does say that the hood, Cunningham might be a good choice, but again, you kind of need to spec into speed. You really would like to spec into speed. This thing is definitely a very good, constantly moving ship. If you're not moving in the ship, you're going to struggle, because you're a very easy target to hit when you're not moving. So definitely worth it. As you can see, good pens because of the Jujard skill and the overmatch mechanics, but overall you're not going to get many citadels. So we see the DD, we're going to try our best and shoot him. Probably not going to get anything, but it's always worth shooting unless you have a guaranteed target that is really going to guaranteed thing it's going to kill. Recommend shooting DD, even at this range. Definitely worth trying. Didn't work this time, but it's always good to get intimidation, put a little bit of fear into their hearts. You know that the moment they're spotted, shells come flying, so they'll be more careful, they'll be more cautious, and they might waste a lot more time. Nagato is giving us a nice beauty broadside, and even in the hood, Nagato is absolute snack. It's just a citadel snack. Absolutely, really poor armor on that boat. It's coated in 25. Take off the protection. It's just raw citadel. So we did bounce actually. There we go. Yes, the hood does not do well against battleships. Even something that it should relatively overmatch. I think we did shatter on the main armor belt there, but other than that, we did all right. We still got some damage in them. West Virginia's pushing in. Can we finish off West Virginia? A normal battleship, probably no problem whatsoever. This is the hood. It doesn't deal well with other battleships. So we missed the final shot that would kill him, and he's on nothing. So hopefully our team can finish him off. As a battleship, you really want to hit heavily armored targets with at least enough health to take a full salvo. Really, you should really leave the job of finishing off targets to cruisers. But if someone needs to do it, you need to do it. So just do it. You know. I would have shot the West Virginia if I could. He did go behind the island and I couldn't. I was hoping my team would help out. We do get the Citadel in the Pensacola, which is always nice, but my question to you is, would I have got it in a different battleship? The question is probably yes. You know, I just don't see, the gimmick in this boat is just not reliable enough for me to say it's a very strong boat. I would say it's a good boat, don't get me wrong, it's a good boat, but it's not really as strong as people seem to say it is. I think it's been overrated for me at least. We get a nice good Citadel, we actually murder that Pensacola, which does say the hood is very good against cruisers, and don't worry, it is definitely good against cruisers, but it's not yet consistent enough, at least for my liking. I like consistent battleships as much as possible. So we've got London to shoot at, or the Shiretsu. We're going to shoot the Shiretsu. Again, this low fuse armor piercing will actually do some decent number to destroyers as well. As you can see, 3 of our pens did some sizable damage to him. We're going to turn here, we're going to try and finish off targets. Finishing off targets is incredibly important. As I said, if the guy's on no health at all, Hopefully the cruiser will finish him off, because a whole battleship salvo used to finish off one target of like 1 health, really not great, but if someone's gonna do it, definitely worth doing. So we're gonna fire the King George. We had to give a little bit of broadside. He does shoot HE though, that's fine. We pin right through his nose again, and we're giving him broadside here at the minute, so we need to try and angle up. And we're giving broadside to Nagato. We're kind of caught in a little bit of crossfire, but it's a Nagato, so I would rather give broadside to a Nagato that's far away than a Hood that is very close. Fortunately for me though, Hood also has Hood has 14-inch guns. He actually got a really good hit there. That was unfortunate. We could have by tanked him. That probably was a safer bet, but there we go. We did finish him off without taking too much damage. We did take like 10k though. Not great. We could have angled a bit more. Oh god. Nagato did get a juicy cheeky wee shot in there. We should have by tanked the King George, but maybe he wouldn't have died as quickly, so I don't know. Tomato for that one. That was a little bit of a misplay on my part, but getting there. So we see Nagato. British shells tend to be highly capable of shooting over islands, even the AP. So as soon as we spot that Nagato back up, someone spots him for us, we can get some serious damage. You won't end up doing your own spotting for this particular Nagato. So yeah, we can't shoot London unfortunately, or we can't accurately shoot him, and these guns, you need to get a good shot in order to actually get some sizable hits. We've already racked up a fair amount of damage as well, 102k. We've taken a fair amount too, but I would say a lot of it's AP pens. I don't think we actually got citadelled yet, which is nice. And we're just going to see what we can do to this poor Nagato, who is unfortunately being caught unawares, and he's giving us the flattest broadside. So we get a really good chunk in him again. This is a Hood. Citadels are unlikely unless you're point blank range, and even then it does struggle. This is why we have Jujard on, so we can actually get these hits and not shatters. So we're angling heavily against Nagato. Nagato 16-inch guns. In terms of accuracy, it doesn't have any, so don't worry too much. We did actually get a relatively good accurate salvo there, so we can easily punish Nagato. More accurate gun than Nagato. He's also got a 25mm bow and stern, just like we do. So we're gonna punish him. He actually had a more accurate salvo than we did. Funny that, isn't it? We're just gonna bait the broadside a little just to get the shots, and we're gonna slow down. We're gonna get our speed going right back to the angling, because we need to keep the angling going. Because if he gets 2 lucky shots or even 1 lucky shot, that could be the end of us. So yeah, there we go. As much as we can, mitigate most of the damage in the belt. And he's on death's door at the minute, and we can just quickly fire the back guns before he reloads. Sorry, 32 seconds reload on the Nagato. Pretty darn severe. Forward guns that barely hit anything, and there we go, he's out. Unfortunately, most of my team is also out of the game. Just me and this other cruiser who is on absolutely no health whatsoever. And I was hoping he'd spot the DD. And I look at his health. Oh my god! So okay, he's completely out of it. We are a fast battleship, but if we go all the way over to C, we're probably not going to have enough time to fight the ships at A. And this game is looking like it's going to have to be a kill-all situation. So we see Atlanta here. This is clearly Atlanta fire, and he's spamming from the island. So we're going to do the tactic to avoid HE spamming from Atlanta, sail out of his range, nice and easy, and quite effective. He has to push out of the island in order to effectively shoot us anymore, risking himself to being returned fire. Risking yourself to return fire. So yeah, there we go. We see the Atlanta by the Nuremberg. I don't think he'll last very long. We see the Shiratsu even shoot at him, and this is a good opportunity to try and get some shots. Shiratsu, probably not going to get them again, and we are the last man standing. Unfortunate indeed. So we get some shots on the Shiratsu. Fortunately, they look, well, no, I was going to say they look quite accurate. It was good grouping though, I'll give them that, but unfortunately couldn't get the follow-up. So it's 3 versus 1. I'm relatively healthy, but this is a Bayern I'm fighting, which has also got 15-inch guns, and if he gets 1 or 2 good salvos, which a Bayern really can, that's going to hurt pretty darn severely. Atlanta pushes into the cap. Maybe the Atlanta, maybe the Shiratsu, could be one of both, we don't actually know. And I believe the Atlanta will start shooting at us. Oh, there we go, yeah, there we go. So Atlanta is Maybe in the cap, maybe just on the edge. We can't really see. At this point, I'm kind of pretty desperate for a shot, and we're probably going to try for blind fire next time he fires. Funny enough, I actually knew the person that was in the Atlanta. If I shot a little bit more to the left, I might have actually got something on him, and that could have been a whole different game, maybe. So we're just going to push her over the island. He can't shoot through the island, he can shoot over it, but not at this range. Just not going to happen. So we're going to push forward and mitigate the damage. We need to be very conscious of DD. He is probably torping us right now. If we keep a predictive course, he is probably going to torp us pretty bad. So let's keep turning and changing directions where possible. Maybe we can kill that Bairn, pick up our 4th kill, slip into a cap, make the Atlanta chase us, and do some damage. Shiratsu gets a little bit ballsy. We really should be shooting the Shiratsu. And we do, there we go. Fire all the guns in the Shiratsu. Potentially ram the Bairn. That's what I'm thinking here. And hopefully maybe kill the Atlanta. Here's the one chance we have to kill the Atlanta. Though it doesn't look very promising, really. Fire! Oh, this is not looking too good. We're going to break the island before anything happens, and we're going to have to engage this Bairn. So, retrospect, I could maybe be still aiming at the Atlanta or the DD, and maybe kill the DD and ram the Bairn for my Kraken. But at this point, I'm just trying to kill something before I go down. We get a really good juicy hit on the Bairn. Go back for the upper nose, the only part does not have the icebreaker. At this point, we're just trying for the ram. So, a little bit unfortunate. I think we just need to slow down for the ram here. And yeah, somehow a ram, but whatever. This is I think I'd almost just give up at this point. I just think this hood is a really hard boat to carry and almost impossible. 154k Confederate high caliber, 4 kills, 62 shell hits, 2 citadels. It's a strong game, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I just don't think this hood is a really good boat for carrying games. I struggle with it. It could be something I'm doing wrong here, but I can get good games in the boat, I just can't seem to carry games. I just don't think the ship is up for the task. So yeah, that's my hood replay for you guys. That's my hood masterclass. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, feel free to like, share and subscribe. Yeah, also as well, if you have a hood game that you're interested in giving me to see that I can, maybe I'm doing something wrong, post a comment messaging your hood games, tell me what you think. Always good to get feedback from the community, always welcome to hear. So yeah, without much further ado guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.